guys, Nicole Schreiber from Rejuve Aesthetics here, and I wanted to share some really interesting information with you regarding natural products. So this is something that's come up quite a bit over the last couple of weeks for me, and even this morning somebody asked me a question about using natural products. Well, before we even start talking about what a natural product is, I get it. You know, this is something that is really something a lot of us that work here at Rejuve strive for, you know, making sure that we're using the most natural products, the most efficacious products, even organic sometimes. But what does that mean? You know, natural in the skincare industry can mean so many different things, and unfortunately there's really no FDA regulations on cosmetics or with skincare products. So anybody can slap the word natural on something, and it could be, you know, something that I whipped up in my kitchen and decided to, you know, market to you as a natural product even though it was completely chemical based. If you look up in the dictionary too what the word natural means, the actual definition is existing in or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind. So if we have this way of thinking with natural products, really anything that we get out of a container could not be considered natural. So I know there's a lot of you out there that are thinking, okay, well then if nothing's natural, how do I know what's better? Well, that's really where, you know, very highly or very low processed products are going to come in, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later too. So some of the myths that people have been bringing to me recently that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about and explain about the skincare world. One of them is this product is certified organic. It must mean that it's safe. Well, there's a lot of things that we need to consider within the skincare world. Yes, it may be certified organic. Does it have the seal on there? That's really great. But other things that you need to consider, is it just the one ingredient that is certified organic, or is it the entire product ingredient profile that's certified organic? If that's something that's really important to you, you'll want to look into that and really see, you know, does that make a difference for you? Is everything, every single ingredient in there organic, or is it just one? Because a lot of times it's clever marketing, guys. That's all they're doing, is they're putting one certified organic ingredient in there, and the rest of it is just filled with a bunch of junk. So get a little bit, you know, more cautious when reading labels and figure some of those things out. Another one that comes up a lot, and I get it, this is very popular right now, essential oils. So I have a lot of clients who come in and tell me, oh my gosh, I've been doing this new thing for my skin, and I get so excited. I'm like, okay, tell me, you have to tell me, what are you doing? And they're telling me, well, what I'm doing is I'm taking my essential oil, mixing it with coconut oil, and then applying it to my skin because my essential oils have, you know, XYZ benefits. Well, I think that's really, really great because essential oils are very, very good for you. You know, there's a lot of different things that they can benefit, but unfortunately, skincare as far as anti-aging going, anti-acneic, helping to remove hyperpigmentation and things like that, I don't know that they're necessarily the best choice. Do they work for some people? Absolutely. But when you're mixing it with carrier oils such as coconut oil or almond oil, things like that, really what they're doing is they're creating more of a barrier on your skin, which isn't necessarily allowing those active ingredients to penetrate in your skin to make some of those changes. So we want to look at that at more of a molecular level. So that is something, if you're really, really looking to see some changes in your skin, what I recommend is really looking at proven ingredients such as glycolic acid, such as retinols, vitamin A. Now you're probably asking yourself, we're talking about this, you know, natural video, but we're talking about glycolic acid and retinol. Well, most glycolic acids actually are derived from sugar, so if we're sticking with the natural theme, most chemical peels are also very natural. Same thing with retinol. It's a vitamin A derivative, so it's basically vitamin A that has been processed a little bit more. So yes, we get back to that processed word, but it actually can be in formulas that are very safe for the skin and that are not going to cause a lot of irritation in the area. Another thing that a lot of people will come to me and say is, I really don't like anything that has a fragrance to it, or I will only use products that are fragrance free. Unfortunately, there's a lot of products out there that actually use chemical agents to create a chemical or a fragrance-free atmosphere. So it's more of a masking chemical that cuts out the actual fragrance that was from either the chemical or maybe some sort of botanical ingredient that's in there. That's another question that we get a lot here too with our products that we're using at Rejuve. Sometimes they have varying smells to them. And that's because two of the product lines that we carry here don't actually use any type of artificial fragrance in them, which, by the way, the artificial fragrance is usually the ones that are going to cause a little bit more irritation in your skin. So if that's what's bothering you, I would say nix the artificial fragrance. But when we have botanical fragrances in our products, oftentimes they're going to vary from batch to batch. So, the products that you're just using up now might smell just slightly different than the one that you are purchasing today because it's made from two completely different plants. Other things that a lot of people will come in, when we're talking about natural, organic things is, I really don't want to use any products that contain parabens. Now, I agree with you. In very, very high doses, parabens can be toxic, especially if they're ingested. There's a lot of different studies out there that do show that. But the thing to keep in mind with a lot of the preservatives or things that people are talking about that are not necessarily very good for your skin, such as parabens, they really do play a very necessary role in skincare. And that role is really to preserve your product. If we took say a cleanser, for example, if I took a cleanser and I removed all of the preservative products or ingredients that are in there, I would end up with a product that is very, natural, very pure, very botanical based. But what would happen the second I remove that or open it up, it's becoming basically a walking petri dish where a lot of bacteria can really thrive in there. So I personally prefer to have very, very low level amounts, of bare minimum of preservatives in my product to make sure that I don't open it up today and have to throw it out tomorrow. So if you're looking for a little bit more clarification on that piece, please contact me. I would love to sit down and really just talk to you a little bit more about that. One of the other things that I come into contact with too is, a lot of people will say, well, I really don't want to use sunscreen because it's synthetic. Well, actually the purest forms of sunscreen, zinc and titanium dioxide, are minerals. If they're in a very pure form, the only thing that's going to be added in there is going to be some sort of ingredient that's going to actually allow that to slide on the skin and give us more of that delicate formula that we like to have on our skin. So, sorry guys, that's another thing. Keep using your sunscreen. So another thing that people will come to me and say, well, what goes on your body goes in your body. And that is very true. But the other thing that we really need to consider with that is molecular size or weight. How large is the molecule? So when we were talking about coconut oil earlier, that molecule is really not big enough to penetrate fully into the skin to actually get into our bloodstream. So that's really more of a protective barrier. There are going to be additional ingredients that are small enough to actually penetrate into our skin, such as certain vitamin C's, certain types of retinoids, things like that, that can penetrate the skin and stimulate more of that activity to provide more collagen and elastin production in the area, but won't necessarily absorb into our bloodstream. So if you're really concerned about that, again, please consult with a professional. We can really help dispel which ones would be good for you and which ones would be, not good for you. All in all, when you're looking for new products or natural products, really the best thing that I can tell you to do is look for less processed ingredients. This is something that I was chatting with a gal earlier about today. And she really does like to leave a very healthy lifestyle, such as myself, likes to leave a lot of the other junk, and have a lot of nice cleaning products for her home and things like that that are a little more pure than some of the processed things. And she was telling me one of the things that she really looks for in her skincare ingredients when she's purchasing them outside of Rejuve is making sure that her ingredients don't have any numbers at the end. And I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind, because anytime there's a number at the end, same thing with our food, our skincare products, it means that it's highly processed. There's been a lot of things done to that ingredient to get it where it is today. So try to avoid those as much as you can. Other things to look for when you're purchasing products, make sure you're looking for proven ingredients. You know, things such as glycolic acid, vitamin A's, things like that. We know that those are actually going to be very active ingredients and give us the results. And that's really the biggest thing that I want to talk to you about with this is, you know, when we're talking about natural ingredients, just because it's natural doesn't mean it's active. It doesn't mean that it's going to work. So if you're using a natural product and it's not giving you the results that you're looking for, sorry, but it's time to switch to something else that maybe is not necessarily certified organic or doesn't have natural on there, but something that is a proven botanical, proven to work, and really going to give you all of those necessary principles that we need to really enhance our skin health and just overall of that. The other thing to think about too, it doesn't have to be an all-inclusive approach. As I mentioned before, I really like to lead more of what we would consider a natural lifestyle, keeping things as pure and clean as they possibly can. I don't always do that with everything because it's impossible to, you know, apply the really, really good products from head to toe. So that being said, for those of you who do love to, you know, create your own products and do some of that at home, this is a really great approach. Really invest in the products in the areas that you're wanting to get results. For a lot of us, that's, you know, from about here up. So invest in those products that have those proven ingredients that you're buying from trusted resources. And then from here down, you know, we really want to keep that skin looking healthy as well. That's where it's great to incorporate some of our coconut oils or some of those really, really pure and natural body lotions and things like that. If you guys have any other questions or want to continue this discussion with me, I would love to hear from you guys. You can call me at 320-217-8480 to schedule a free consultation. Otherwise, I can be emailed directly at NicoleS@RejuveMedical.com. Love chatting with you guys. Can't wait to see you again soon. Talk to you later.